Welcome everyone, Later Case and Unbox Therapy have genuinely disappointed me. So this is the first gen Later Case right here for the iPhone 11 Pro Max. And then this is the second gen for the iPhone 12 Pro Max. And I just want to talk about in this video why I'm just upset with the latest version of Later Case. Like, what do I not like about it? And what should Generation 3 really get done correctly? I don't even know if they called it Gen 2. I just went on their site and bought it again because the first gen was so good. So what made the first gen so good? Well, I mean, it was literally what was advertised. You could literally remove this case in 2 seconds, right? I just push the phone out and it's already out. And pulling it back on, easy. Clicks, and it's a very strong haptic click. Second of all, I mean, this phone feels really good to hold. This Kevlar fiber, I mean, there's controversy about it. I believe the Unbox Therapy is using a proper, I don't even know what it's called, but like, I believe he's not using some Alibaba job. I think it's actually a really good, feel in the hands. And the design, I mean, look at the back. I like that, right? I also like how it looks on the front. And then Generation 2 comes around and forgets what made Generation 1 so good. So first of all, removing this thing, I mean, it's almost bloody impossible. Like, I have to see the exact same force on Gen 1, and it's already off, right? Boom, boom. But on Gen 2, the exact same force, can you see that? I actually have to show you this. Can you, I don't know if you can see that. There's like a crease in my hand. Yeah, look at that crease. There's a goddamn crease in my hand trying to remove my goddamn Later Case. So I don't even know how to properly remove this still. It is literally almost, look, can you see my nails coming off? I have a pretty damn big nail. It's literally starting to come off because that's just how bad this case is to remove, right? And it's like, it is not a fun process to remove this case at all. I'm trying to remove it so I can actually show the next point. But I can't remove this. Like, my hands are in pain removing this case, right? That's number one. But number two, if I can actually get this thing off, there we go. So on the right side, it conceded. Wonder if Trump's going to do that. That was a joke. So you can see once it's removed, and when I put it back on, that's not a good feeling, right? That's not a good haptic feedback. Like, really? Is that what I get? And then when I put it on for the first time, it wasn't even quiet a sound. Like, just listen to this. Just feel how good that is. Oh my god. Oh. I used to sometimes in school just do this all the time. It's like when you have those AirPods and you have the lid. That's what I used to do with Later Case. Now with this second gen, I'm not doing that. Because, you know, I can't even take the bloody case off without my hands hurting. And then the next thing, what the fuck is this? Like, I don't swear usually, but what on earth is this? So let's just go through what's actually wrong for the people who are wondering. So on first gen, what they did is they added this rubber outline, right, where the case is, and the camera and everything here was exposed. I've used this phone since January 2020. It's a year old. I've used it with Later Case since it was out. And can you see any scratches? No, right? This did its job. But for some reason, Unbox Therapy was like, well, you know, let's ruin it. And what is this? So they've covered the entire thing. But the problem is, right, this would look okay, but look at the gap, the air gap between the LiDAR sensor. Can you see that? Look at that air gap between the LiDAR sensor and the case. It is literally a joke. So if I put this in my pocket, what if, you know, some dust comes in? How am I going to get it out? Because now it's stuck in that little enclosure and it's going to stay stuck there and it's going to pile up. I mean, who on earth engineered this? Literally, if they did the exact old design, I would have been just as happy. In fact, you know, maybe I wouldn't have made this video, but this is the cherry on the cake, right? Like, what on earth is this? This looks horrible. And then, you know, the feel in the hands, it's a lot thinner than the original Later Case. And look, okay, this case is meant to be thin, so suck it up. But this is going to give you absolutely no protection at all, right? Thing is with Later Case first gen is sure, okay, if you drop it, don't expect it to work. But I've dropped this before, and it was on a you know, smooth concrete, the case popped out the phone, and then the phone was okay. No damage on the phone. There was barely any damage on the case. And that's because first we could remove it easily, so the shock resistance just popped it out, and it was okay, right? But honestly, this is going to give you the exact same drop protection as a skin will. First of all, because of how hard it's removed from the case, you have it, and then all the drop impact is going to be absorbed by the phone and not the case, right? Sure, okay, this case isn't, the most drop protected, but at least it can do a small drop. This gives you absolutely no drop protection. And look, I haven't tested this for obvious reasons, but logic says that I am actually going to be correct here. I guess, I don't even know why they did this. I mean, it feels good to hold still. It feels a lot better to like touch here. That was one of the cons with the last case, but everything else is worse. And, those other things are important factors. I didn't realise that it was going to be this bad. I mean, they added a nice longer box, stronger than steel. My throat is a croaky now, whatever you call it. So I'm not happy with this at all. Not much I can do. It's not like I'm gonna snap my wrist and everything's gonna be okay. I mean, yeah, it's thin, which I guess if you want that, cool. But it's more. I would just buy skin at this point. Like this was the perfect difference between thinness, durability, drop protection, right? Okay, you got the minimum amount of drop protection. It did the job though, but at the same time, it was durable, everything, right? I mean, this is what the case was advertised to be, and I advertised it poorly. But just watch the unbox therapy video, you would have seen this was how it was advertised. This is exactly not how this case was advertised. This is just, we might copy Pitaka in the first gen, which I mean they didn't, because there was some 2015 case which Pitaka copied from, and then it's like, well, we have to do something different, and we did a very poor job of it. So in my conclusion, I didn't watch Unbox Therapy, right? But his cases used to be good, right? Some people hate him for his iPhone giveaway. I don't actually care, right? If someone is holding a grudge against you from something you done in 2015, then they're on special needs pills, right? And that sounds really bad, but like no one asks, no one cares. But when I'm just a general user, I spent a ton of money on this case. It arrived 6 months, it arrived. So I ordered it in November. It arrived in January, so 3 months late. That's unacceptable, right? That's unacceptable, and I'm not happy with that. And look, they might not have had the resource. I don't care, right? They need to do. I mean, it doesn't even say Gen 2 on the box, but it just. I'm looking at it. Yeah, there's no Gen 2, but it's just. This is just shit. That's all I want to say. So, hopefully, it's fixed. I mean, if it's fixed, I'll actually. If they do a revision of this design, I will not return this case. I will buy a new one with that revision, and I'll make a great review. But until that happens, I mean, I'm gonna still use this case because this is the epitome of my downfall on using a phone, right? I've used Layer Case for a year and I haven't had a single scratch on the phone, right? And I hope that I don't have this with Gen 2, although with that massive gap between, you can see there, that massive gap is going to be a big issue. I can already see dust piling up in there, and it's like, wish me luck. But, it is what it is. I'm not upset. That's why I made 2 videos on Layer Case. I'm upset, that's why. But, maybe a watch. Probably won't though. If he does, I will buy Gen 3. Even if you do the same, I'll buy it. But I'm still gonna be upset because I enjoy these cases. These are good, right? It's just what went wrong with Gen 2. I'm sorry. So, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, smash like. Bye-bye.